Hey everybody, welcome back. This is Redeyedjedi here, and this segment is called Flare Daily. I am making a bunch of changes to my channel. I'm adding different segments for different days, but this one will be a daily segment where I go over Flare Finance and Flare Network news. So, I hope you enjoy. So let's begin. Right here, we're looking at the chart on Bitrue.com for the Flare token. Right now, it is at $1.06. It has a 24-hour price change of 4.5% with a daily 24-hour high of $1.17 and a 24-hour low of $1. There is a volume of 158,159.575 flare. So right here, Bitrue is a great place to pick up flare IOUs. It is not the actual token right now. The real token is not being traded on any platform. There are only, I believe, 2 platforms really that you can pick up flare, but I use Bitrue for my flare needs. There is a link down below that you can click on. If you do not have a Bitrue account, it will take you right to the screen to set up. And I believe if you click the link below and sign up through that link, you will be entered into a contest to win some moolah. So give it a check out. Very cool. Bitrue I love because they have a lot of tokens you don't have on other platforms. They also deal with XRP. So my suggestion is to purchase XRP through the Uphold account and then send it over to Bitrue, and then you could trade those tokens for whatever you want in Bitrue. I don't send any other tokens. I only use XRP because it is the quickest, cheapest, and most efficient. And the Flare network is being integrated with the XRP ledger, if you did not know that already. Now I have this cool little page that I found, which is just some facts that was put together, and I will go over all of these just to give everyone an idea on what Flare is if you are not sure. So here we go. This is Flare Facts by Solite, and this is on xrpchat.com. So what is Flare? In simple terms, Flare is a smart contract platform that aims to give smart contract functionality to assets that currently do not have that capability, such as XRP, LTC, Doge, and XLM. It also has several new innovative features related to settlement, governance, and participation that make it significantly different from proof of work or proof of stake chains. While Flare is entirely separate from Ethereum, the technology utilizes the Ethereum virtual machine, which means that any projects developed on Ethereum can easily be ported to the Flare network. An example of this that we already know that will happen is Gala Games. And if you're not sure what Gala Games is, give them a look. The Flare network did pick up Gala Games, and you will have an Gala asset, I believe. I believe that's what they're doing. But I do know that Gala is going to have nodes for the Flare network. That Flare network is picking up Gala Games, so Gala Games can store their NFTs and other information and run it all on the Flare network. So pretty cool. You should check it out, and maybe I'll do a video just on Gala Games one day. So how is Flare different from other networks? Flare claims to avoid all of the problems of scaling that POW, which is proof of work, and POS, which is proof of stake networks encounter due to their new version of the Avalanche Consensus Protocol. It is technically complicated, but if you want to learn more, there's a link right there you can go to. Flare also claims to have solved the Oracle problem. And we could go over the Oracle a little bit more too, which is a FTSO, the Flare Time Series Oracle. So who is behind Flare? The core Flare team met while studying machine learning at University College London. The CEO of flarenetworks Ltd, for-profit entity, Hugo Filion, previously worked as a commodity derivatives trader for $1 billion plus funds. The Flare network has been under development for over 3 years and received funding from Spring, which is Ripple's investment arm. What is flarefinance? Flarefinance is an entirely separate entity from Flare Networks. Flarefinance is building a DeFi ecosystem on the Flare network, which is similar to applications that already exist on Ethereum. Flarefinance has its own tokens, which will be airdropped to Flare holders after the Flare network goes live. So if you're not aware of that, the snapshot has already been taking place for the Flare token airdrop. You had to have XRP at the time, and last I saw, Hugo Filion was mentioning that he believes, or the goal is to have the network up and running towards the end of June. So keep your eyes out. I am very, very excited for this. And hey, just as a side note, for all of you XRP doubters out there, there have been companies that have gone in and had given seed money to Ripple to start up. And do you know who one of those big companies were? Google. Google had invested in Ripple. So basically, I'm sure Google has a huge interest in XRP, and XRP is going to be very huge because it's a very fast network, very minimal fees, gas fees when making any type of purchase or transaction, and I mean very, very quick. That's the only reason why I deal with it, and that's the reason why they built the Flare network on it. XRP is built on the ISO 2022 network or protocol. It's going to be huge. It's the only network that is built on the ISO 2022. And with the Flare network being on top of that, bringing smart tracks to the XRP network, it's going to be huge. And then Flarefinance on top of that, like it just doesn't stop getting better. They're going to bring all of these great assets onto the XRP ledger and the Flare network, and Flare is going to be huge. And I am very proud to be in this very, very early. I've been doing this, honestly. I remember talking to Flare and applying to be in beta the end of last year. So I've been doing this all year long, and it's great community, great projects. So what is the Flare token used for? The Spark token, FLR, yeah, confusing, right? Is not used to secure the network. FLR is used in the governance of the network. The Flare time series oracle that provides price feeds to the network and for collateralizing F assets onto the network. Holders of the FLR token can earn yield similar to staking but without locking coins. Through participation in the network, FLR will also be available to use in DeFi applications and smart contracts. Basically, Flare is what keeps everything moving on the Flare network. That is the oil, the lubrication in the network. You need Flare to get going, the FLR, and very, very exciting stuff. What is the Flare time series oracle, FTSO? To learn more detail about what the FTSO is, read this Flare blog post, which I will do at a different time. The FTSO provides externally sourced data, estimates to the Flare network in a decentralized manner. In simple terms, think of it like a decentralized, far more accurate and sophisticated version of CoinMarketCap or CoinGecko. The FTSO provides real-time data on prices of assets And this price data allows stablecoins, smart contracts, DeFi applications, and decentralized applications to function. The FTSO will have signal providers, which are participants of the network, who will source data from outside the network and provide it to the FTSO. The structure of signal providers is a little complex, but for the average user, all you need to know is that you can delegate your votes to a signal provider who will share a proportion of the rewards they receive for providing the data. This is just one way of participation in the functioning of the network is incentivized. So you can, if you own FLR or Flare, you have votes and you can delegate your votes to one of these signal providers. So like, for example, you got FTSO.eu. With them, you could delegate your votes to them and help them out as far as their signal providers go. There's also Gala Games. Gala Games is going to be a signal provider, and I believe you could delegate your votes to them. So there's going to be a lot of different ones out there, and I will probably try a few, but one of the main ones I will definitely delegate to is the FTSO.eu, because they've been here as part of the Flare beta, and they have built some great tools for the community when we were going through the beginning of the public beta that ended. Well, not ended, it was paused, and we're going to restart it. But they did a lot of help creating these tools and reaching out to us. So they definitely get my votes. You know, I appreciate all the hard work those guys do. So what is the real world utility of the Flare network? The Flare network opens XRP and other assets up to the world of DeFi and smart contracts. Just one early example of the use of Flare is with gaming. They should have put a little more in there, but yeah. You know, there's a lot of utility with Flare in the Flare network. Again, so like what they're talking about with gaming is you got Gala Games going on, and they're going to put their network on, or they're going to build on top of the Flare network. You know, they're going to have their NFTs there because the price, the speed, the scalability, like there's so much going on for Flare. When will the network go live? The network is expected to go live sometime in June or July 2021. So this part right here, I'm going to ignore about the whole beta announcement because that's talking about February 25th, and we are now in April. So how do I get a hold of Flare, FLR? Holders of XRP and custodial wallets and or participating exchanges will receive a little over 1 to 1 Flare for XRP they hold via airdrop. And I believe it's actually like 1.2 or something like that. They hold via airdrop. When the network goes live, there is an XRP chat FAQ in the airdrop. So there'll be more information put out when we get closer to the airdrop, talking towards the end of June. Once Flare releases information on claiming and moving stuff, I'll do another video on that, because if you do not know, but you are going to be receiving your Spark tokens, there is also going to be an airdrop for everyone that owns Flare. So everyone that's in the game at the beginning, when you get your Flare, at the same time, you're going to also get what's called DFlare, DFLR. That is going to be a worthless coin from what I believe. And what they'll do is, I heard that they were going to burn the tokens at the end of this whole thing, but what they're going to do is everyone that has Flare will get this DFlare. And then you have a certain amount of time to exchange that DFlare for yflr. And that yflr is going to have capabilities in the flarefinance network, and DFlare is not going to have anything. It's going to go bye-bye. So, going to be worthless. They only want the people that are part of the community to receive this yflr. if you're just someone that's popping around trying to get airdrops but you're not paying attention to the network, you're probably going to miss out. So what is the distribution schedule of FLR? 15% of your FLR will be airdropped on the first day of the network going live. Then 3% will be airdropped each month for a period of 2 to 3 years. This is done to prevent dumping and incentivize participation in the network. They don't want everyone to just, right when you get your flare, to just sell it all and bounce, right? They're giving you this flare because they want you to participate in the network. So everyone will get 15% of whatever you're supposed to be getting on your flare. You're not going to get the 100% right away. And then a DFLR is based off of your 15% that you're getting, because they'll know how much flare you're going to receive if they see they just do the math. You're getting 15%, it equals this. So obviously you're getting this amount. And that's how they'll figure out the DFLR drop for you. Let's see, what will the price of flare be at launch? Good question. Yeah, and that one I'm still curious, because right now, as you can see over here on Bitrue, it's at $1.06. But that's just an IOU. That's not actually the flare token. That's just the IOU. So who knows what it's going to be at launch. Either way, I look at it as I own some XRP, and I'm getting this free flare, which is free money. I mean, it's amazing. So what are F assets? In simple terms, F assets are claims to locked up tokens from other cryptocurrencies. For example, fxrp is simply XRP represented on the Flare network and available for use in smart contracts. fxrp always has a 1-to-1 value with XRP, and this is collateralized using the value of the Flare token. The F asset function is what enables XRP to become a smart contract asset. The F assets available at launch will be fxrp, fltc, fdoge, and fxlm. Further addition of F assets will be subject to governance vote. And there's actually, let me correct that. Right now, there is no governance vote because none of us have any flare. So before the network launches, they can add whatever tokens or assets that they would like to the network without a vote. And I'm hoping that they add Ethereum and Bitcoin, because that would be great. That would open it up to all these people being able to just jump right into Flare. There's other ones I would like them to add too, like ZIL. If you're a fan of Zilliqa, I think it would benefit it going onto the Flare network, just because it'll give it more utility than it has now. Because if you don't know, you could go to Unstoppable Domains and pick up a .crypto or .zil website, which it's yours once you buy it. It's yours for life. But the .zil, of course, is built on Zilliqa, and the .crypto is built on Ethereum. So because the .crypto is built on Ethereum, it has more capabilities right now. And it's like $40 for a .crypto and $20 for a .zil. The .zil doesn't have as much utility at the moment, but hopefully Flare adds ZIL, and then it'll add more capabilities to the network. Will BTC become an F asset? The question whether BTC will become an F asset will be subject to a governance vote. However, the CEO of Flare Network, Hugo Filion, has explicitly stated that the decision to add LTC as an F asset was made with BTC in mind. He said that because LTC and BTC are so technically similar, adding FLTC means that technically it would be very easy to add FBTC should the community vote for that. So I didn't read that part before, and look at that. And they have mentioned, and I even remember at the very, very beginning, I had saw a teaser on Flare, and one of the tokens that they had teased in the video, was Bitcoin. And you could just say, oh, they added it as filler to give you an idea of cryptos, but I think the goal is to add Bitcoin. So what is the total supply of FLR? The initial supply of FLR is 1 billion, the same as XRP. However, there are also inflation mechanisms built into the network, which will add to the total supply. This should not be confused with the reward pools that are part of the original supply. The tokenomics of the network are specifically designed to incentivize use and participation in the network. The rewards of inflation are not distributed to miners or node operators like other networks. Instead, the reward of inflation go to the participants in the network. Holders do not participate in the network will have their value inflated away. Think of it like an XRP escrow that is periodically paid to you instead of Ripple. What does participation in the network mean? You will be able to delegate your vote to a signal provider for the Flare time series oracle at no risk to your coins. This will earn you rewards on a very regular basis, possibly daily or multiple times a day, according to the tokens you hold as a proportion of the whole. The exact rewards have not yet been announced. Again, in simple terms, this is just like staking, but without locking your coins. There will also be other ways to earn yield from your FLR tokens, but these will involve some risk and may require some management on your part. It is likely that the entire ecosystem of signal providers, F-asset agents, and delegate services will arise around the system, which may handle these services for you. A number of signal providers have already publicly declared themselves, but much of the ecosystem is yet to appear. And then let's see, what does it say here? What should I do now? You have several months to learn about the network and decide what you will do with your FLR once the network goes live. While certain aspects of Flare Network are complex, the user end of the network is not really that difficult to understand. When the network launches, there will be a wallet from which you can delegate your votes and earn rewards. There are a number of YouTube channels like Redeyedjedi listed listed below. Not really, because it's on my channel. You can also take part in the flarefinance public beta. So a public beta right now, you can go ahead and join Discord if you want to check out the Flare finance community. Right now there is no beta really going on, but the community is huge. We got thousands of people, and there's always good information that comes out of Discord that you just don't see on Twitter. And usually you see it on Discord, and then it goes to Twitter, and then from Discord to YouTube, and then Twitter. So I would check it out, but I do want to show you one thing that was posted in our Discord to help you understand something. Here we go. Impermanent loss. 50-50 pool with volatile assets. As the value goes up, you get less coins to maintain the balance. As the value goes down, you get more coins to maintain the balance. So this was a cool little graphic put together, I believe, by Junkyard Samurai here in the Discord. So basically it's showing, like, if you had Doge and XRP in the farm, and if you don't know what I'm talking about, I'll do another video on Flare Farm, because that's the one place I would suggest throwing your Flare tokens. But anyways, when you're using the farm, there's this thing called impermanent loss. And what this graphic here is explaining for impermanent loss is that if you, say, had $50 in Doge, $50 in XRP, in this pool here, but say the value of Doge rises. So with the value of Doge going up, you're going to have less Doge tokens in your thing over here. If you notice right here, the value of Doge was going up, so you had less tokens, but because the value of that was going higher than XRP, then you get more XRP tokens to, leverage out. And it'll just keep going like this throughout the day, back and forth. You'll have more doge and then you'll have more XRP. So impermanent loss, in a sense, is you're not losing the value. If you stake $100, you'll still have $100. But when you decide to pull out, you may have more doge than XRP from when you originally staked, or vice versa, So it can work in your favor if you're doing like a pool that has yflr yfin and something else, because if the value of yfin goes down, and yfin is going to have to be explained more, but it's like the one asset that everyone's earning in the flare farm, right? So if you have yfin and say XRP, and the value of yfin one day goes really low, and the XRP goes up higher, you're going to have less XRP, but you're going to have more yfin. And then in that aspect, if it works out just right and you have a lot more yfin than you had when you first started, you could pull out and then hold on to it for a minute. So when the value of yfin goes back up, you could stake it back again. And then this way you could keep building up that yfin, because that's like the platinum, and XR, I'll explain more in the farm. But this is a very cool graphic. Thank you for putting this together, Junkyard Samurai. I appreciate it. Very cool. All right, everybody. So this was my first video of Flare Daily. I hope you enjoyed. I will go over more of all the assets later. Like I said, this is going to be a daily thing now as far as Flare goes. So please like, share, subscribe. Tell everyone, you want to check out Flare and check out my videos. I try my best to explain everything. Yeah. All right, everyone. You have a great day. Bye.